Welcome to the show, the first generation mindset. First generation mindset is all about taking nothing for granted, waking up every morning and saying you are hungry for more and more success. This evening, we have a guest on our show, Omar Medrano. Omar, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great, brother. I'm doing great. I can tell you must follow Michael Bird. It's Omar Medrano, but that's okay. I love you because you went to LSU.
Omar Medrano. Sorry for misspelling your name, but LSU Tiger. That's for your brothers over here. Your success is incredible, Omar. You are a business coach in the Grant Cardone Coaching Academy, went to LSU, got your degree in journalism, then you got your master in broadcast journalism, live in Florida, and your best-selling book, What If It Did Work? What if it did work? And you've been known as the vacation CEO. Your journey, your success is incredible. This evening, we want to share your story, your successes, and some lemons thrown at you over your growth as a business owner, entrepreneur, a tiger from LSU. Take it on, Omar. Share with us your story.
Hey, man, you know what? I love that introduction. I'm gonna hire you to follow me around, and you say that. If I was a little lighter, I'd be turning red. Thank you. Thank you. No, I am completely grateful. I am blessed for being here. Yes, I graduated from LSU. You and we graduated from LSU. You're from Houston. I think that's the second biggest city for alumni. So I'm completely grateful. There's no coincidences, and I'm glad to be here. Whatever it is that you want to know about me, my secrets, my story, we all have a story. So I'm here to share it with you.
So Omar, you're a third generation American. Your grandfather came from Colombia. Your mother worked in corporate America for over 3 decades, coming from that family, that upbringing. But you said, you know what, you want to take control of your future, be the first one to step out and be an entrepreneur. You have owned several businesses, several franchises. In the last 6-12 months, you said you were done with that. You took control of your future, control of your success. So walk us through your journey, Omar. What made you quit your job, quit where you're at, and be more successful today?
What made me quit my job was, my grandfather was no different than your family. He came here with nothing, with 4 kids. One of my uncles was born here, an American citizen, but he was the entrepreneur. He had the entrepreneurial spirit. He went and he put it all in. He bet on himself. He took his wife, his kids to a different language, not learning English, had to learn English, being immersed in it. I mean, he's my hero. I even, Medrano is not even my last name. My birth name. It is my legal name, but I changed it at 18 to honor the man because I love him and he's still alive. He's 96. So wow. The good, the bad, and all that. When it comes to being an entrepreneur, yes, I learned everything from the man, the myth, the legend. What I got out of my mom, because none of his kids, because if you read this is in books, that people lose that drive, they lose that hunger. They all wanted to play it safe, corporate America. And for years growing up, my mom would tell me, I hate it. Graduate high school fast, graduate from LSU. Do you know how much I hate this? And you know what she told me? The key to success was to be just like that, to work 10, 20, 30, 40 years of my life, hopefully get enough stock options, hopefully get the watch, hopefully get the back hug, the cyber hugs. And the only thing my mom got one day from AT&T, Southern Bell, whatever you wanted to call it, was, hey, you're making too much money. We have to meet the quarter numbers. But to this day, my mom doesn't think I'm successful. She wants me to go. To this day, she'll always say, please go back to corporate America.
Yeah. Omar, I hear it loud and clear, where it's all about where they want to have a safety net. They want to have a 9-to-5 job. That's predictable, the success, the growth. But you know what? When you stay in the grind of 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, over 3 decades for your mom, well, you have the same mindset and you try to instill the same values in your kids or grandkids. But here comes Omar. Omar says, hello, mama. I saw what you did. You grind all your life, but I'm going to be self-employed. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to change the trajectory of my family success. That's why you said enough is enough. Became a franchise owner. You own several 6 to 7 stores of Smoothie King. Got into entrepreneurship. So share with us your wins, losses, success, and failures when you were entrepreneur and a franchise owner with Smoothie King.
An entrepreneur, there's wins, there's losses. It's just like life. The thing is, you have to get back up. Man, we all have heartbreaks. We all have great, I can say, I wish I could say I was an overnight success, but what you see here is 20 years. My first business wasn't even a Smoothie King. Many years I did the corporate America thing until one day my ex-wife and I decided, hey, you know what, enough. She was a pharmaceutical sales rep for Abbott. I was a financial advisor for Edward Jones Investments. And it was like, why work for someone else? Why help create someone else's dreams? The shareholders, the CEO, the board. I wanted to bet on myself. We wanted to bet on ourselves. Believe it or not, our first business was a failure. It was a little small known franchise. And this isn't even in the book. This is something I'm talking to you, talking to everybody. It was called Roly Poly Franchise. It's still there. It's wraps. It's a small, minuscule. And we failed. Did we fail? No, it was a learning experience. There's no such thing as failure. So we got back up. And well, we were always going to do the Smoothie King, but it was in the midst of permitting and it took forever. So we thought, hey, let's do a different business. So I failed at that. In the grand scheme of things, we had 5 Smoothie Kings. We would have had more, but divorce, life happens. Also, the franchise changed. The franchise didn't believe in the franchisee. It believed in the franchisor. I mean, if you follow him on Facebook, the man's like popping $700 bottles of wine, and you know, he's the undercover CEO, a narcissist. But that's a different story. That's his own path. That's not what I wanted. You know, I'm here. I realized I sold out. It was a mutual thing. They didn't want me anymore because, you know, after 20 years of building the brand for them here in Florida, it was like, hey, it is what it is. It was like corporate America. So we divorced. Their loss, because in my book, I praise them. They don't listen to my podcast. They don't do anything for me, but that's life. I've had other businesses. I thought opening a struggling business. I had two supercuts. I caught a falling knife. It was a gamble, but then Corona hit a month after I opened. But you know, it was a decision. Business, you can't have emotions, and it was 2 things. I kept it being open. And I was losing money because the emotions were there. Well, what about this? What about Christmas for the employees? What about this holiday? When it comes to a business 101, always leave your emotions out of it. And we sold out. Both of my ex-wife had 3 stores. I had 2. We sold, but you know, the number one thing that I would tell people too, when you own a business, an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, a franchise, always work on your exit strategy early. That's something that nobody thinks of. Where do we want to get? How big do we want to be? And when do we sell?
So right, Omar, over here. So what you're sharing is that while you were taking the risk of being a business owner, entrepreneur, and you said you had some supercuts, and here came COVID, lockdown, people not stepping out of the home. In fact, what's funny is back at LSU, where you and I were, when I was 19, 20-year-old at LSU, came from India, I don't want to spend money in getting a haircut. So I went to Walmart, bought a $16 hair clipper, which even till this day today, I have it at my home. It's been over 20 years. And back at LSU, I would, stand in front of the mirror, shave my head and, trim my hair, do all those things because I don't want to spend the $10, $15 getting a haircut. What's funny is 20 years down the line, here comes COVID, and my kids had the hair all over the place. So I took those clippers out, which were 20-year-old, and I clipped my kids' hair. The skills I learned, which were just a fun thing, actually applied when COVID happened. But what you're sharing is during COVID, you had the hair salon, Supercuts, and you had to keep it running because you put your emotions ahead of your financial success for your family and household. which what you're sharing is when you run your business, which is one-on-one, put your emotions aside, have long-term success plan for your family and longevity of your business where bring emotions in, whether it's employees, all those things. Well, you should support them, but keeping the doors open, lights on is important, but not at the cost of your own bank account or household. So you had those struggles with COVID. Cooper Cuts that should open up or 3 stores. How did you try to exit out of those business? How did you go about doing that, Omar?
I just cut the losses. The landlords wanted the 4 months of rent that I was closed. And I was doing the numbers. I was keeping the businesses open, mainly because I didn't want to let go of the hairstylist and the manager and this. But then I started losing my own money. And then when they said, hey, we need an astronomical amount of money. One store was in South Beach, the other was in Pompano Beach. It's like, hey, you know what? Do I put my life savings into this? Or it's like being on a lifeboat. I cut my losses. I should have cut my losses sooner. I should have sold my businesses, Smoothie King, sooner. I was unhappy. I wasn't growing. Either you're dying or you're growing. And I wasn't growing anymore. I was the vacation CEO. I scaled out so much that I wasn't really involved in it. But oh my God, this was my baby. This was my first store. It's not a baby. A business is just a building. People, when they invest in stocks, they do the same thing. They think they're fully invested in Nike and Apple. It's just a piece of paper. You're no closer to Steve Jobs. You're no closer to Phil Knight. You have to, and when it comes to your money, leave the emotions out.
Love that, Omar. You also known as vacation CEO. We heard the rumor on the street. You're a CEO of vacation. Share with us, what does that mean to you and how does that terminology get coined and you got associated with vacation CEO, Omar?
They called me that because on social media, everybody loves social media. Well, for the past 5 years, they would see when I was married with my ex-wife and my 2 children, going all over the country, going to Las Vegas, going to Hawaii, Alaska, the Mediterranean cruise. Oh, you're so lucky. You're the vacation CEO. I was an overnight success. They didn't see the first 15 years that I placed in my business. They didn't see that I sacrificed years to give my life, to give myself that opportunity. They didn't see I scaled myself out, because a lot of people, what they do is they think they own the business, but the business owns them. It's like a 40-year-old son that still lives at home and you can't get rid of him a lot of times. And that's where it came. I was the overnight success. My first publicist before I jumped in with Steve and 2 Market Media, she coined that too, because she heard everybody saying I'm the vacation CEO. Well, my second book that's going to come out, it's going to show you how to, for an entrepreneur, how to live your life so you don't miss your children's stuff because you're working 80 hours a week.
Love it, Omar. So it's the first generation mindset where failing is an option for you. When you failed, when you fell down, took those pieces up and took the lessons learned to get better. Now your book, which is What If It Did Work? What If It Did Work? Share with us, what's this book about and what is your core message in that book, Omar?
I read this book all the time. I lived it. I love the author. It took me many years. It took me 47 out of 48 years to finally learn to love the guy. But what the story it's about is I grew up in Miami, a working class neighborhood, Westchester, went to Southwest High. Fear of rejection. I fear of everything because I felt I was different. Oh my gosh, my mom and dad divorced before I was born. So I felt like that unworthy, that if my father couldn't love me, then, who am I? I couldn't even ask out women on dates in high school. Oh my gosh, they might say no. That fear of rejection. The Miami Herald would find out Omar Medrano can't get a date. Omar Medrano this and that. And it was a story. I was such an introvert. They put me in ESOL for the first 3 years at school, English for a speaker of another language. As you can tell, either Miami-Dade public school systems is miraculous and they cured me of my 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 speech, and I don't have an accent, or maybe it was just I was an introvert, and I was such an introvert, I couldn't speak. And it's a book on how I overcame all those fears. I became a top salesman as a financial advisor. I learned how to ask. I learned it's also to show people you quit living on the sidelines. Enough of that. This is your time. This is what better place than now? What better time than now? Let's conquer our fear. Open up that business. You're not going to go broke. Every time, what if it did work, is because it's the question we should be asking. Instead, we always focus on why it's not going to work. If we went out with a bunch of friends and they're single, hey, what are you looking for in a relationship? I don't want narcissists. I don't want bipolar. I don't want drama. I don't want. And it's like, congratulations. What is it that you do want? And
Right.
they won't tell you. They can't tell you. What is it that you want out of your life? All people focus is on what they don't want. And when that's all you know, that's what you get. That's what God, that's what the universe, because that's the only thing you know is what you don't want. But why can't we ask ourselves, why can't I own my own business? Why can't I live my best life? Why can't, look at me now. I'm speaking to you. Before, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to be speaking to you.
Right.
I would be nervous. I hope somebody doesn't pick me to talk in school. Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie Terminator spoke more in that movie than I probably did in all of high school.
Wow. That's a great analogy. The fear of failure, the fear of falling, and fear of rejection. Most people fear that, and they don't take action because they want 100% success rate, whether they're asking somebody for a date or they're asking for a business proposition or a proposal. Your fear of rejection got you not very many dates in high school, but you've got over that fear. And this book, What If It Did Work, is your mindset, Omar, where you say, you know what? Don't think about what if it does not work, or the negative, or the things that are not going to happen, but what if it did work? And if it did work, what are you going to miss out by not taking on the risk? And you for sharing with us the failures that you had with multiple businesses, but you're still standing strong today. And you have a vision of leaving a legacy for your daughters who are 16 and 14-year-old. And that's your driver. If you wake up every morning, you say, you know what happened yesterday? So what? It's a lesson learned. What's your vision for growth for the next 5, 10 years? Omar? Where do you see yourself growing and impacting people in the future?
I take my life is I want to serve. I want to be in service. I want to help people out. Just like how Mother Teresa in Calcutta. My purpose is to change people's lives, whether it's the books. Where I see myself in 5 years, I want to be on bigger stages. I want to be in Thrive in Las Vegas. I want to speak with Grant Cardone. Yes, I know Grant Cardone. We've met plenty of times. I'm an investor. I'm a coach. But 5 years, I see myself on that stage. I see myself on bigger stages. I see you and I growing and being on bigger stages, because it's all about helping others. When you help others thrive, when you help others succeed, that's what life is. You don't look at people like they're a checking account, because I've had mentors like that all they do is see you as like, what's your checking account? I'm not that person. I'm the person, if somebody DMs me, somebody texts me, somebody asks for help, I will help them out, because someone has always helped me out. Every level. The thing is, people that live in scarcity believe that there's an infinite amount, there's a finite amount of success. When you live in abundance, you want to see everybody thrive. You want to see everybody win. You want to see everybody on top of the mountain with you.
So true, Omar. It's all about abundance mindset, having the mindset of win-win partnership, not win-lose. Because when you have a win-lose partnership, in the long run, you're not going to win. But when you have win-win mindset, you win together with your business partner, with your clients or customers, or even in a relationship. What I love what you shared today, Omar, was failures come and go. But if you're steady fast about your belief system, you are unstoppable. You are unstoppable. Your journey, super incredible. Now, as a business coach, do you mentor entrepreneurs, solopreneurs? Who is your target audience, Omar? Who do you really coach and mentor?
I target everybody because everybody has a need. Everybody needs help. I've had coaches. I've had business coaches. I had to let go of many coaches because I realized they couldn't help me anymore because I've done more than they've done. I've been a person that needed help before starting a business. I can help people start a business. One of the people I coach, he went from zero to, he just sold his stores 3.5 years later for almost $2 million just because I expanded his vision. Another client of mine lost over $100,000 in his stores, and I helped cut the bleeding off. So everybody and anybody, if somebody needs personal development help, I've been there. I've been depressed. I know what it's like. I'm there. I've got the woo-woo. I've got everything. No, I'm not Anthony Robbins. No, I'm not Grant Cardone. No, I'm not Zig Ziglar. No, I'm not Jim Rohn. I'm not Ty Lopez. But you know what? I'm Omar Medrano, and I'm the best version of who I am. And with 20 years of experience in business, I've been through economic downturns. I've thrived during a pandemic. My stores were hitting record numbers. So anything, I will always have that whatever it takes attitude, and I can also help you, whichever, the entrepreneur, the solopreneur, the person that wants to scale out, the person that wants to blow their business out, the person that wants to run a marathon because they've never run a marathon, the person that wants help losing weight. I can do that. I've lost the 50, 60 pounds. I've a guy with zero athletic abilities. I've run 25 full marathons. I've run about 100 halves. I can't do that anymore, but I can show you because I have a torn ACL and a PCL on my knee. So anything, as long as you believe in yourself, as long as you have clarity, as long as you know you deserve it, that you are here to win, you are here to thrive, I can help that person out.
Absolutely love that, Omar. So someone wants to be coached by you. What's the platform? How they reach out to you? Is it through Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, your website, your phone number? How can someone reach out if they want to be coached, mentored by you, Omar?
I can be found multiple ways. OmarMedrano.com, Facebook, Omar Medrano. I'm public. You can DM me. I have a group. What if it did work? It's free. It's videos, marketing videos on how to become successful, how to let the past go. You name it. Join it. Instagram, Omar Medrano 73. There's videos. I post content everywhere. I'm on YouTube. If there's a way, there's a way. If you need that help, I can help that person. I've been there. I've been in debt. I've been in places where, you know what, I lost my vision. But you know, if you believe in yourself, a person can believe in Santa Claus for 5 years and a tooth fairy, but they can't spend 5 minutes of their time just believing in themselves.
Wow. Self-belief is the most important belief system you got to have. If you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you? Your employer, your partner? No. You have to be self-driven, self-motivated. I also believe, Omar, that the key to being successful is to be known. And when you are known, some will like you, some will dislike you. The ones who dislike you, move them away. The ones who like you, some will trust you, some may not trust you. The ones who don't trust you, move them away. Get known. People like you and then they trust you. When you have the kind of mindset of being known, it will come with failures. It will come with finger pointing at you, and people say, you know what, who the hell is this guy? What does he know better than me? But you know what? That's okay. Let them reject you. Let them have the naysay attitude. But the true belief system that you have that gets you to next level success. And what I love about that, Omar, is your core vision is to leave a legacy for your daughters. That's your driving force every day. You wake up and say, you know what? I may have failed 100 times, but I'm going to wake up again and fight tomorrow. You shared about your marathon runs on all of those things, your weight loss story. But what I love the most, Omar, is what if it did work? Exactly. People fear the failure and don't take the chances. But what if it did work? Do you mind sharing one key or few key aspects of what you have in the book that can get people to be thinking about 2022? This is Feb 1st, 2022. 1 month is already gone by. This year is going to fly by out again. What
For
would you
sure.
tell someone
You,
listening tonight who's
you know
thinking
what?
about making the
If,
jump?
if they're listening tonight, they don't care. It's February 1st. They
Yeah.
didn't write down their New Year's resolutions, because if you have a problem and if you want to change and make instantaneous change, you do it, you decide, you commit, and you take massive action. That person that wrote the New Year's resolutions, 98% of the people fail because it was just something they didn't have a strong enough why. They're like, oh, it's New Year's, new you, new year, new me. No. If I was a drug addict, or somebody was a drug addict, or they're a gambling addict, and it's October, oh well, you know what? My family member, he's on drugs. We'll wait till January 1st to get him help because it's almost a new year. No. Or if a gambling addict, the person's going to the ATM, they're getting a double mortgage, they're throwing all their money down, but it's October. Are you going to be like, oh well, hey, you know what? Good thing it's almost the end of the year. January 1st. What is that? It's just a calendar date. If we lived on a deserted island, nobody would know. So I know nobody cares that it's 2022. If they haven't started, who cares? The best time to start was yesterday. We don't have that. All we have is today. So what better place than now? What better time than now? You and I, we were supposed to talk last week. Who cares? That's because this is the time we were supposed to talk. So let's do something. You have to have clarity too. You have to say, be specific. If you want to lose weight, just, oh, I want to lose weight. No, you lost a pound. Congratulations. Say, I want to lose 15 pounds. And you know what? You set a date on it. Now, don't be thinking you're the biggest loser and say, I want to lose it by next week. That's not going to happen. Have attainable goals. Build confidence. Keep on stacking small wins. Write your life. Your life is like, you're the master of your life. You're the creator of your destiny. This is it. This is all we have. To me, it's like a painting. If you don't like the painting, you're the painter. Grab that, throw that easel, throw the thing away. Bring out a new one. Paint whatever you want. You want to be Dali, be Dali. You want to be Picasso, be Picasso. Be whatever. This is it. You're not, circumstances don't dictate who we are. You and I are here right now based on every decision we ever made. It wasn't based on luck. Every decision I made in my life, good, bad, has made me lead to this moment that you and I have. And that's what people need to realize. You want better luck? Hey, that's your life choices. And some other tips, but don't hit that snooze button. I know so many people, oh, I hit it 2, 3, 4 times. No, you don't. Wake up with clarity, wake up with purpose. Set it at 6 a.m., wake up at 6 a.m. You need the extra 5 minutes of sleep, go to bed 5 minutes earlier. But write down your goals, write down the life that you want. People have this vision board and they'll throw, the Lamborghini on it, and they'll throw the mansion and the pretty women and the parties. You know why they don't get it? Is because they didn't do the work. Success requires work. It requires sacrifice. There's no microwave to success. I mean, I wish I could have told you I was an overnight sensation. It wasn't. Everybody looks at Facebook or Instagram. Oh, buy my program for $49.99. I was mowing lawns 6 months ago, but now I'm living in La Jolla, beachfront property. I'm living in gosh, my ex-wife's from Houston, in the neighborhood where Joel Osteen, you know,
Oh,
you have to work your way there. Unless you're Andy Pettit and Roger Clemens, you just can't move to that neighborhood. There's no microwave to success. If you want something, you want the six-pack of abs, what are you willing to give up? It's plain and simple. You know, life is easy, but we complicate it. You know, how do I lose weight? You know how to lose weight. It's called common sense. Oh, I'm waiting to find out how to be a better husband, to be a better wife, or to be a better parent. I'm waiting for a new book. I'm waiting for a new John Gray book. I'm waiting. Don't wait. You know what it takes. The person watched all this playoff football, watched Ozark, but didn't have time for his kid, didn't have time for his wife, but yet is wondering, why are my relationships not there? So just that I self-published the book. It's only 100 pages because in life, there's no need to fluff. There's no need for the 300-400 pages. Read it, take notes, commit to action. I've got plenty of cute quotes in it. People love to tell me the quotes that because they read the book. Congratulations. The quote doesn't work. Grant Cardone's quotes don't work. Anthony Robbins' quotes don't work. Those posters that you see, leadership, teamwork, blah, 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 that doesn't work. My book doesn't work. What works is you putting in the time, the effort, and the commitment.
you're right, Omar. External forces of reading a book, reading a quote, or watching an inspirational clip will get you fired up so far, right?
Mhm.
When that inspiration moment goes away, you're back to your bad habits. I also believe most people, what they have the problem, Omar, they want to be perfect when they take a target, when they take a shot. Well, get up over there, at least take aim and try to shoot something. Because if you're not going to hit the bullseye every time, but that's what everybody wants. They want perfection and they don't want rejection. If you wake up and target, shoot every day, you're going to hit the target at some point of time, possibly the bullseye at some point of time. But we don't want to get up and shoot, whether it's weight loss, whether it's success or quitting a job. Never in your life you will have the perfect opportunity. Life is not perfect. There's always going to be some curveballs, some gray areas, or something that's not perfect for you. But take those chances. Fire more often. I also have this philosophy, Omar, which I call myself ready, fire, and then aim. Most people, they want to fire, but they keep aiming, 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 evaluating, second guessing, and you're re-guessing. And then by that time, the opportunity is gone. For us to be in America, now you're third generation American, I'm a first generation American. It's a blessing to be in the land of opportunity. Back at home, where I'm from, India, being a realtor, what I am, is not a profession people look up to. In fact, we're considered scumbags back at home if you're a realtor. We actually called property dealers, not profession, not people look up to. But here where I am, successful in real estate because I take on opportunities, I take chances, I take risks, but I fire more often. So my philosophy is take chances. It's okay to fail, it's okay to fall, but perfection is not the key to success. Taking risk is a key to success. Omar, you shared so many insights today. It was super amazing having you on the show. Any final word for the audience who are listening to you tonight?
Yeah. Forgive yourself.
Wow.
Love yourself. You are worthy. The reason why you haven't been successful, the reason why is because you quit stopping. You quit and you quit and you quit. You're so close, but you need to forgive yourself. Don't live in the past. Don't keep on rewriting and reliving your history. My history or her story, use it to motivate, use it to inspire, but don't live in it. Forgive yourself. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of success. And you know what? Believe in yourself, have faith, have conviction, and don't prepare to shoot. That is a person that's living in fear. That's fear of failure. Well, I'm waiting for the opportunity. There's no better time than now. There's no better place than now to take that shot.
That was incredible, Omar. It was such an amazing blessing to have you on the show tonight. You shared your insights, shared about your book. What if it did work? Don't have fear of failure. Go ahead, take your chances. You talked about your growing up with your mom being in corporate America for over 3 decades. And she said, you want to be successful? Follow my path. Join a company, have a 9 to 5 steady job. But you did not do that. Own some businesses, but you got emotions involved in that business, whether it was at Smoothie King or when you had the supercuts. But then you said 6 months back, I'm done being the slave of somebody else's vision of my success. I'm going to take control. And that's what you coach and train people on. You also shared, Omar, tonight that someone wants to be coached by you. They can reach out to you on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. You have several handles over there. It was super amazing having you on the show tonight, Omar. Your strategies, what you shared with us, are going to impact people at a national level, at a global level. Hearing your story, coming from nowhere to where you're at today, super amazing. Again, Omar, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. We had a great, great interaction. First generation mindset, taking nothing for granted and saying, you know what? I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and say, you know what I accomplished yesterday, last week is history. What am I going to do today to bring more success, not just to myself, but to my family and next few generations, that you can leave a legacy for your family? Omar, thank you again. Such a great pleasure having you on the show tonight.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine. And like I love the opportunity. I'm grateful. And I know you and I, the sky's the limit as long as we keep on expanding our vision and keep on moving forward and knowing that it's out there. Success, we are successful now, but we're nowhere near to who we are and who we will be 5 to 10 years from now.
Love it, Omar. Thank you again. Thank you so much, Omar.
Thank you, brother.
Mm-hmm. You're listening into the First Generation Mindset. We had Omar on the show tonight who shared about his vision for success. He's talked about his book, What If It Did Work, talked about his failures, talked about his lemons thrown at him, but his steadiness to stay upbeat and stay true to his vision of leaving a legacy for his kids. You guys are listening into First Generation Mindset.